Good morning, everybody. Monday morning. Good to see you. It's May 2nd, 2022 already. Gosh, we're almost halfway through this year. It's amazing. Hey, today we're going to have a great session. We're going to be talking about how to use media stories. Yeah, media stories and how that can actually increase traffic to your YouTube channel, to your blogs. You can actually use it for selling products if you do it right. So that's our subject today. But if you have questions about anything having to do with starting, running, and growing your online business, I want you to feel free to put that in the chat section. As a matter of fact, utilize that chat section. Okay, I love you doing that. Lets me connect with you. Helps this video as far as distribution. So that's a cool thing too. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Just go down there right now, click that thumbs up if you don't mind. Doesn't matter if we're live. In other words, if you're watching the recording of this or not, that thumbs up matters. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray, and ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. So what's in the news? Is there anything in the news? You know, I took the liberty before I started today of Googling somebody's name and showing you over time what that search looked like and what it looks like now, because some things have changed right now. Let me get a little sip here real quick. And that person's name is Johnny Depp. So what I'd like to do is share with you what I found and where you can find information like this too. You can actually use this tool. It is free. You can use it for, doing your research or whatever. Let me see here. What do I want to do? I want to share my screen. So no, I don't want to do that. Hang on. Simmer down here. We don't want settings. I'm gonna find this. Don't worry. There it is. Share screen. I was already on it, and we want to share. Let's see here. I think we'll select our entire screen. Yep, that's what we'll do, and I'm going to allow that. All right. If it's going to let me do it. I don't know why it's not letting me do it here. Hang on one second. Oh, there it is, entire screen. There it is. Okay, that's what we want. We want to allow. All right. So I went over to this thing called Google Trends. Google Trends. Now, Google Trends is a pretty cool thing because you can type any subject matter in there. You can type any idea in there, whatever you want to do. And it's going to tell you what the search trend has been. Now, what I did is I set this up since 2004. And as you can see, it has how many searches it's getting. Okay, 4, 5, 17, blah, 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 blah. Right here, it's getting 100 and something, looks like 100. It's kind of far from my screen. Now, I'm searching the United States, but you can do a drop down here. You can change what country it is if you want. You can put the time. And let me change the time in here. And I'm going to put, let's say the past 90 days. Okay. So this is the Google trend right now, and this is for the search Johnny Depp. Okay, Johnny Depp. And this is what it shows. It shows that really there's been no search for him, nothing, just nothing. And all of a sudden this trial started and people started searching him to where, I mean, huge amounts of searches, okay? This is on a daily basis, I believe they do this. Yeah, this is daily. So that's how many people are searching him daily. There's a bunch, okay? Now this is just in the US. This is just web search, but it is all categories. So if we want to put another one in here, and I'm going to put Amber Heard, get up here a little bit so we can see what it is. And then I'm going to show you how to actually use this to your advantage. A-R-D, okay. So as you can see, people are searching Johnny Depp. They're not so interested in Amber Heard. Amber Heard is a red line here. So what I've really done here, guys, is I've showed you how to compare two different things here, two different things that are going on. And let me put one other term in here. I'm going to put Ukraine, war, and see what that does. And we'll compare all three of these things, Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, and the Ukraine war. Now, when the Ukraine war started, and it looks like when it started in February 24th, 2022, it was a huge search term. And then it went down, and you can see how people are kind of losing interest in the Ukraine war, which is a shame, right? You know, we're more interested in Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's defamation trial than we are that. So let me get back over here and I'm going to unshare the screen here. Yeah. Okay. And I want to go to here. All right. And I don't want to do that. Here's what I want to do right here. Okay. Share screen. And I got no share screen now. I'm back on my screen. Okay. That's cool. That's what I wanted. So what can you, how is this going to benefit you? How is this going to really do you any good? Well, it can do you a lot of good. It can do you a lot of good because people are searching. And what you need to do is make some type of connection between you and whatever that story is, because they're already searching the story. And if you have that term within your video, within your blog, within, you know, whatever content you're putting out there, you're going to be able to piggyback on that traffic. Now, whether you've been publishing your own blog for years or, you know, just a few months, it doesn't matter. It can be a challenge to really come up with relevant, you know, topics that's going to engage loyal readers and attract new followers. So I want you to think about this a little bit. I own a company that sells survival food. I could write a blog on Ukraine and how there's shortages of food, and just write about that shortage of food and how they can't get food and blah, 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 blah. Write a whole article on it. But throughout that blog, I could put the word survival food and it could be a link that goes back to my actual products. It could talk about how some people have some canned food stored, and then where it says canned foods, I could put a link going back to our canned meats. So what I've essentially done is I've written a blog that's real. You don't want to do this clickbaity type stuff where you say it's going to be about one thing when they get there it's something else. You don't want to do that. So I would write a real blog about all that stuff, and I would tie that into our products. According to the Pew Research Center, 4 in 10 Americans now get their news online. So they're going to actually be searching for all these stories online, and you can piggyback on that. You can, you know, figure out what is trending. And I went to another site, and I'll show you that in a second, and it's just trending news is all it is, trending news. And if you go to a site like that, it's going to tell you what's going on, or Google Trends. Now, if I went back to Google Trends, I could also show you that there are related subjects that have to do with that, okay? So tying your blog post to the latest news headlines will bring relevance and importance to your message. It also happens to attract new readers, which is what we want. We want new people coming in there because we always got to be building that pipeline. You know, people say, well, is your list big enough yet? Well, it's never big enough because you're always going to have attrition. You're always going to have people leaving your list. Maybe they lose interest. Maybe they quit going online as much. Maybe they die. Maybe they move. You know, there's all kinds of reasons why somebody is not on your list anymore. So you got to constantly be feeding it. When you write about current events, news-hungry readers, including potential clients or customers, are likely to discover your blog or your video channel. When they're searching, it's going to pop up, and you can take advantage of the growing number of digital news seekers by including keyword-rich content in your posts so that you rank high in search results for your topic. And that's another thing. If you start writing or you start doing videos about current topics, that is going to increase your SEO, which is what we want to do. And let me see here. I got another comment there, Paul. And let me get off of this here. He says there was a tactic where people would look at the Oprah schedule. Oh, this is interesting. And utilize her talk show popularity on subjects to get Oprah bump when people search. Schedule was posted a week in advance. That's really interesting. That's an interesting way of going about it. And you could probably do that with any news show that has stuff coming up. I'm sure 60 Minutes would be a good one, right? Because they're pretty topical, and you could actually see what they were doing. There's probably a ton of shows out there. You know, maybe Saturday Night Live has a guest on, or they plan on doing something. So that would be another one. What else do you say here? They would piggyback on the Oprah brand for the bump. Some when Ellen was popular. Yeah. She lost some popularity, didn't she? That squeaky clean image will often die out, won't it? It just will. and it happens to all of them. So let me get off this one screen here and get your other one up here, Paul. Paul says, by the way, audio really good, video, image, yeah. Hey, it's the same every day. It really is. I haven't really changed a whole lot here. I am going to be changing my camera here real soon. I have something I've been trying, this plug that's supposed to be able to read stuff, and we'll see what happens. And yeah, I'm going to be changing my camera at some point on down the road. But guys, this stuff is so very important. If there's one thing you can be sure of, it's that everyone has an opinion when it comes to the news. If you think about it, everybody does. You're probably going to be on one side or another of almost every single topic that's out there. And not all of us express it. Like, I don't express my opinion on the news or politics or any of that stuff. There's really no point. If you know me, you know what my views are. And if you don't know me and I say something that's different from what you think, then you're not going to like me. So, I'm not trying to be liked by everybody, but it's just, there's no point. There's no point. Basically, when you express your political views, all you're doing is alienating part of your audience. That's all you're really doing. And I don't choose to do that, but some people do. Some people love to do that because it's very controversial, and being controversial does sell. So everybody's got their own opinions about stuff out there. Now, you can start conversations with your reader to draw them in by asking for opinions and encouraging readers to weigh in. I posted a picture of Amber Heard and Johnny Depp this morning, and I basically said, who's winning? Tell me if it's A for Amber or J for Johnny, and you get extra points if you tell me your reasons why. Now, I don't know what extra points means. I just put that in there, but somebody's going to actually be looking for extra points, I'm sure. But to get you started, here's a few ideas that you can use in your next news-related blog post. Headline news relating to your niche. Okay, so if, like, we're in survival food, if I were to Google, headline news for survival food, or headline news for survival, or disasters or emergencies, those would be good topics for me. Next thing you could do is breaking industry news. What's going on in your industry? Are you in the automotive industry? Well, Tesla would pop up in there, right? Are you in the housing industry? Well, interest rates would pop up. Housing shortages would pop up. I saw an article this morning, and it was about entry-level homes no longer being available. And they classified an entry-level home as $100,000 to $250,000. And that's not much money nowadays. I mean, $100,000 to $250,000. That's not going to get you a home. I know in our neighborhood, it's not going to get you a down payment. And I'm not bragging about our neighborhood or anything. I'm just saying prices have gotten just really, really expensive. They've gone off the charts. And if you're trying to find a house in that price range, you're going to have a hard time. And the problem is the average American makes like $36,000 a year individually, and $36,000 a year, is not going to buy your home. They say generally, your home price is going to be about 3 times whatever your income is. So if you wanted to really write an article nowadays, in our neighborhood, everything's 7 figures plus. You would have to have a lot of money. You'd have to make it over $300,000 a year to buy one of the lower end homes in our neighborhood now. And most people don't make that. They just don't. I don't know what percent, and maybe somebody could post that, but I don't know what percent of people make over $300,000 a year. That sounds like a lot of money to me. I make more than that, but I don't know where it goes. I have no idea. It just disappears somehow. Paul says, I'm waiting for the Netflix miniseries on Johnny Depp story. Ha ha ha. Oh, I think that's coming. Oh, I think that's definitely coming. And the guy that played, I just watched a miniseries about Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. And the guy that played Tommy Lee, he was good, man. That guy was good. And he did another show I just watched too. But he could play Johnny Depp. I promise you, this guy could play Johnny Depp. And I don't know who it is. And I apologize to that actor for not knowing his name after bringing him up. But I don't know who it is. So what other things could you search? You could do case reports and analysis. What's out there in case reports and analysis? Could you write something? Could you do a video around that? What about new legislation and regulations that would affect your industry and your clients? That would be interesting. and it would be helpful. And that's the other thing I want to tell you guys. If you show people how to, or you are helpful in your blogs and videos, which is all I really do, right? I'm trying to help you guys make more money online. If you do that, you're going to get more traffic than anything else you can do. If you help people, right, or you show them how to do something, you're going to get traffic. Those are the two things that really, really matter. The other things you could look at are trends and developments in your industry, or within your practice, your area, whatever you're doing. Those things work very, very well also. So finding resources, finding resources for news related blog posts is easy. All you got to do if you want to do this and you want to do it automated is you can set up a Google alert on specific topics or an event, and Google will send you an email when news relating to your key phrases pops up. Excuse me. Including links to the relevant articles. And then all you got to do is you click on those links, you go to those sites, you review those links, and you put together your own post. That's all you got to do, because all the information's there. If all the information's there and it's trusted, relied upon information, you can, recycle that information and put it on yours. Don't be afraid to disagree with a ruling, a law, a political view, a school of thought, whatever it is. Most of the commentators out there nowadays will just go whatever their party line is. But the ones who go against the grain, and I know Bill Maher's been doing this lately, because he's always been thought of as a liberal Democrat kind of guy. And lately, everybody's saying that he's switched and gone to the other side. And, he said the other day, he says, I haven't gone anywhere. He says, I'm the same person I've always been. It's just that liberals and Democrats have gotten so far left that I look like I'm not part of the group anymore. So he's saying, I've always been who I am. And he talked about that on a Joe Rogan interview that I saw. And I think there's some truth to that. I think he has always been that way. I think he's always, had a set opinion, and agree with him or not. And for the most part, I don't agree with him, but that's beside the point. The point is he sticks to his guns. He sticks to his guns. He has opinions on things. He thinks about things. He gives, a thoughtful view to it. He's very analytical, and he's funny on top of that. And that's the other key. If you can be funny on top of stuff, that is a big, big thing. If you can be funny, being funny and humorous is going to hold people's attention more than anything. Now, I just did a quick Google search on trending news, and the first couple stories that came up were Ukraine says Russia pounding Donbass, failing to take targets. Okay, so that's the first article that came up. The next one is authorities are searching for correction officer and inmate who never made it to court. And I don't know if you've seen the picture of that. It's this blonde female correction officer, and she supposedly was taking this prisoner to court for some type of mental evaluation. And there was no evaluation in the books, and they're both missing now. But I think they'll find him because the inmate is 6'9", so he's going to stand out a little bit. And then the next story that came up was homes completely blown away as tornado rips through Kansas. That's the next story. And the next one is after a cluster of suicides on one Navy ship, father pledges, I won't let his death go in vain. So these were the trending things. And what was the last story I saw on here? The changing meanings of May Day. And then Lauren Boebert leads effort to defund Biden administration's disinformation board. So he's got this disinformation board, and he started this right after Elon Musk bought Twitter. So you can look at this stuff and you can kind of see what's going on, and then you can kind of blend it in with whatever you're doing. Let me see here. Paul's got another comment. Let's see what he's saying. He says less than 5%. Okay, he just looked it up. Less than 5% make over 300,000. Knowing that opens a whole market for information products to help people make more money. Yes. And I got to tell you, successful digital marketers make way over $300,000 a year. They make way, way, way over $300,000 a year. I know people who make in the millions a month. I'm not going to reveal mine, but we do millions a year. I will say that. And we're pretty strong company at this point. Let's see here. To help people make more money. Like you said, this is trending now. Affiliate market, a J.R. Fisher. Yeah, actually, I do have affiliates who sell my courses and all that, Paul. I do most of that through ClickBank. I also use ShareASale. So would disaster stories help your survival foods ads? Yes, they do, as a matter of fact. And every time, and the thing is with disasters and survival foods and all that kind of stuff, here's the deal with those. They actually help because they wake people up. That's what they do. They actually wake people up. They say, hey, this storm could affect your food supply. This earthquake could affect your food supply. This terrorism could affect your food supply. I always tell people in our company, and I don't want to get off subject here because we're just talking about trending stories, but everybody says, this thing about survival food, when Doomsday Preppers was out and all that, they said it's a fad, to really do the survivalist stuff. And it's not. The fad is not doing it. Because if you think of your grandparents or your great grandparents, they didn't have a grocery store right down the street from them where they could get any kind of food they wanted. They didn't have it. So they would can foods and they would, store foods and they would have extra foods. All this stuff would be available to them because they stored foods. And that was the norm, up until maybe the 50s, 40s and 50s, that was the norm. Everybody stored food. And now when people see interruptions because of the world illness and they see that their grocery store didn't have items, they're like, oh my gosh, this stuff can really happen. I wrote a book, and I think it was 2016 or 2017, called The Great American Food Shortage. And that book actually detailed what causes food shortage, who controls the food supply, but more importantly, what you can do to protect yourself, because that's what it's all about. Let's see here. I was going to have a comment here, and I'm trying to get to it. I apologize, Paul. Slightly, okay, where am I at here? Slightly off yogic, topic, maybe you're saying topic there. Yes, slightly off topic. Who do you like better, share, sale, or ClickBank? There isn't a better. They're both good at what they do. I think share or sale is probably better for physical products. Not that there aren't some digital products on there. They're good at that too. But I use share or sale for my physical products. ClickBank is really good with digital products. I have digital products on ClickBank. So it's really what you want to use. But anytime I come up against these, which is better than other type things, should you post on YouTube or should you post on Facebook? I use them all. That's what I do. I figure if one's good at one thing, one's good at another thing, and I have the time and effort to actually put it on both platforms, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So my answer to you on that one is that use both. Use ClickBank and use share sale. I use both of them. Paul says, still blown away by meat prices. Has this slowed your business? No, it has not slowed my business. As a matter of fact, it's increased my business. We have people waiting now. I think the wait is 2 to 3 weeks for certain proteins, and that would be like beef and I think chicken right now. I'm not sure, but we have some in the warehouse too. It's actually increased our sales because people see it going up and they don't see it going back down again, and they're afraid if they don't get in now that it's going to just be too expensive. So actually, we're seeing a dramatic increase in our sales, and I'm talking big bulk sales. Some of the sellers of our product, I don't want to name any big companies, but we have a few big companies that sell our products. Instead of selling it on their site and sending us an order and us fulfilling that order and shipping it out, they're now buying truckloads of it and shipping it out themselves because they can save a little bit of money. They can ship it out faster. They have the inventory in stock. We have what's called a community inventory. So if you're a retailer and you're selling our product and you don't want to stock it, that's fine. We will ship it out of our inventory, but our inventory fluctuates. Okay, so some weeks it may be a week that you're going to get it. Some weeks it could be 2 days. Some weeks it could be 3 weeks because it's our inventory and it goes up and down. If you buy your own inventory, like what some of these big retailers are doing now, they control the inventory. Now they may have to wait 3 weeks to get their inventory, but once they've got it, they know they can ship it that day because they have it. So we're seeing a lot more of that right now, which is fine for me because I see nice 6-figure sales, going to some of these places, and they're doing it on a regular basis, which is very, very nice. And I appreciate that very, very much. I can tell you that. But that's what we see going on right now, and we see that increasing. So guys, can you use the stories that are out there right now? Absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. All you got to do is use some of these tools. I think Google Trends is really good. You can type in breaking headlines like I just did, and I went through some of the headlines of what was going on. I've shown you how this works. I've shown you how to weave this in. I will tell you this, if you're doing blogs or you're doing videos and you don't have any links on it, why are you bothering to do them? Why bother to do them? If people read your blog or people watch your video and they have nowhere to go to get more information or buy your product or check out your service or opt in, why are you doing it? You know, so every blog that you have, every video that you produce should have some links. They should go back to your site. They should go to affiliate things. They should go to a webinar that you have. They should go to something. You should have links in all of your videos and all your blogs. Don't overdo it. Don't have a whole page full of links. That's not what I'm saying. But you can intertwine some in there. You know, depending on how long your blog is, maybe you've got 5 to 10 different links in there, which is a good number of things to have in there. And make sure those links are closely related to whatever you were writing about. Okay, so if I write an article on, let's say, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, it's got to have to do with this video here where I'm talking about using headlines to get traffic. That makes sense, okay? Johnny Depp and Amber Heard would not make sense for my survival food company. They just wouldn't, all right? I would have a really hard time making that connection between them. It would seem very clumsy, and it would also sound like clickbaity. So I wouldn't use that story for my survival food company. Now, the tornadoes that just hit in Kansas, that's a perfect example. That would be great for my food company. That really would be very, very helpful. As far as making money online and learning to make money online, a tornado in Kansas, could I intertwine that? Yeah, I could say, hey, if you lose your job, if you worked online, you know, you could work anywhere. You could make money anywhere. Paul says planning ahead for seasonal trends is an idea for things that are going to happen again. Yes. Political races to sell related products. Yes, and that'll be a big thing. There's going to be t-shirts, and there's going to be hats, and there's going to be, you know, sayings and all this stuff. So yeah, that's a big thing. And you can certainly do that. And that's what I got for you today. I hope this is helpful. I hope you understand how you can actually, you know, piggyback onto some of these news stories. You could use them for your own traffic. You could use them to grow your channel, but, you know, use them wisely. Okay. Do this stuff wisely. Don't do it clumsy. Don't have it if it's unrelated. Don't do that. Okay. You want to make sure that it's closely related to what you do and it's helpful, and maybe it's got some how-to on it. If it's helpful and it's got some how-to on it, it's going to help you out immensely. Guys, that's what I've got for you today. It's approaching 10:30. What are we, 10:27? I got a second for a question or two more. If you have a couple you want to put in there. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. In addition to that, I would like it if you would do this, ring this bell, and that means turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Paul jumped in there. So do you think subscribing to magazines may help find information, or is it too old of information to trend on? I'm going to go with the latter of the two. It takes so long to get a publication out, Paul. It really does. Now I'm going to kind of back that up for a second. If it's an online publication, yeah, I mean, then it would make sense. But if it's a traditional printed publication, it takes time. I mean, even a newspaper that's overnight is kind of too slow. So I would say I would do mostly online stuff. He says, have a blessed week ahead, gang. See you Wednesday. Any food video coming? Yes, I have one that's almost completed, and it's, what is it called? Austin barbecue, I think it is. It was the big convention thing they had here, and I have some really good footage of that. I've got to do a lot of voiceover on it because it was music in the background, and we can't, you know, put the music in there. That will be coming. Hopefully, I can work on it today, Paul. You're pushing me. I know what you're doing, and it's good. I need it. Okay, I need that push. Everybody needs a push. Nobody out there is perfect at any of this stuff. So I do have that coming out, and I did change the schedule up, guys. If you're wondering when you'll see videos, I'm trying to do lives on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I noticed online by looking at my analytics that most of you guys are online between Tuesday and Thursday on my YouTube channel. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'll have videos coming out, and you guys can grab those videos and do with them what you want. Okay, you can watch those videos. Hopefully you're going to watch them. But don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Guys, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your attendance. I appreciate you being here. And see, I got one more in there. Ring the bell. Boss says ring the bell. Okay, I'll ring it. Ring the bell. I rang the bell. You guys have a great day, and I will see you on Wednesday.